Hey guys, so I'm gonna test my multitasking skills here and I'm gonna try to fold this sourdough loaf while responding to a comment that I got recently on a post. We'll see how that goes. Remember how I talked about I was gonna be doing some exploration this year? I'm gonna explore my ability to multitask. So I had made a post about I don't remember what that was. It was something like a not so cool thing about the swinger lifestyle. I was referring to people judging each other in the lifestyle and just in general for different relationship styles. So like poly people judge ENM people judge monogamous people, all of that. That's what the post was actually about. But the person who responded really just responded to the hook, which was a not so cool thing about the swinger lifestyle. And their comment was something like, guys who don't say up front that they have ED. And I wanted to pause for a moment on that because most men who struggle to get or keep wood in the lifestyle do not have ED. What they have is nerves, very human nerves and a nervous system and a brain that suddenly realizes that this is new and it's public and it's exciting, but it's also scary. There are high stakes and it's emotionally loaded. So their body isn't always going to cooperate. Kind of like this dough is not cooperating with coming out of this bowl. But I don't actually know what I'm doing. Oh, this is probably a little bit overdone. That's okay, dirty girl. Look how good she looks. And under those circumstances, you can be wildly into the situation and your body can still not cooperate. It can still hit the brakes against your will. And people can accidentally make that a lot worse, whether you are the girl in the situation or another guy. We're not even going to talk about the person who's experiencing it. Obviously, you can get in your head and really mess it up. Oh my gosh, look at this beautiful, dirty girl. Got a couple bubbles. It's probably over fermented, but whatever. I don't care. All right, we're gonna cut this in half to make 2 loaves. So here's where people accidentally make it worse. Women, you can make this worse, this naturally occurring situation, which would pass on its own pretty easily. You can make it worse by taking it personally, by thinking that it has anything at all to do with your performance. It doesn't. It really doesn't, so let that go. If you start to sulk or you start to act awkward, he is going to feel that and he's going to interpret that as judgment on the fact that his body is not cooperating. Do you know what you could do that would be even worse? You could get annoyed with him. You could judge him. You could feel like his woman's got to take him back. I'm not dealing with this crap. You can do that. That's a really good way to really mess up the entire situation and ensure that he's not going to be able to get it up. Because whether you say those words out loud or you just feel them and think them, he's going to feel it. I don't know what I'm doing. I've watched so many videos on this and still, I've made a few loaves now and still every time I start making them, I forget what I'm doing. So I don't really freaking know what I'm doing. You can give me advice in the comments if you want. So essentially, girls, don't do that because his performance anxiety is going to go way up and his blood flow is going to go way down. All right, I'm gonna make a sprinkle loaf here. I don't think I'm doing very good at multitasking. We'll see. So while I'm adding the sprinkles, let's talk about how guys can sabotage other guys with this by being all judgmental. Because here's the thing, if you haven't experienced yet in the lifestyle, it doesn't mean you never will. And your judgment can be felt and sensed just as much as anyone else's. Just try to have a little compassion and put yourself in the other guy's shoes. And don't assume that because someone's struggling in a lifestyle situation, they have some sort of medical condition. We do not need to pathologize things that are normal. I'm standing here working with sourdough right now. And if you've ever worked with sourdough, you know it's all about the rise. If you've ever worked with sourdough, you also know things don't always turn out the way you think they're gonna. But the cool thing is, I mean, I've only made a few loaves, but all of them have fallen a little flat. None of them have risen the way that I had hoped that they would rise. But I kind of expected that, so I haven't been disappointed. And here's the other thing I've discovered. it doesn't freaking matter how much they rise because they are going to taste delicious either way if you're patient and you see it through. There was a huge temptation with my first loaf that I did to just scrap it. I was like, I'm not gonna bake this. What is the point? Because I could tell like there were not enough bubbles. It was not rising the way it was supposed to rise. I was like, no, this is garbage. Then I was like, you know what? Let me just check it out. I did, my first one was a cheddar and jalapeno. It was so freaking delicious. It was so good. And I'm telling you right now, this loaf is not likely to turn out because it is so sticky. I probably just messed up while I was watching you. But if I'm patient with it, who knows? I'll show you later in another post how this sucker turns out. We'll see. I just want it to be pretty, honestly. I'm doing this for the art. But also, it's a bonus if it also tastes good. So let's see how this goes. So far, it's pretty. I'm saving these sparkles. I'm going to do it again on Valentine's Day. I need to get better at multitasking. But my point was that just like with this sourdough, if you're patient and you stick it out after you've started and you realize it's not going exactly as you hoped it would go, you're still going to have a great tasting loaf at the end. So let's not judge guys who are in their head being normal ass guys. Instead, let's be patient and enjoy it. Because if you're patient with them and you enjoy it, they're going to enjoy it too. And it's going to be all good. I don't know. I feel like it needs more sparkle. It's kind of like glitter. Also, it's not going well. It's sticking. I think I'm supposed to do this now. I don't know. Oh, that wasn't right. Can I cover that? All right. I don't know. We'll see. Don't judge me.